course of cryptography and network security. So this course is for 4th BTech first sem. Myself G. Prashanti, Vignan Salara Institute of Technology and Science, Department of Information Technology. So already in previous class we have started with your security at transport layer, that is your SSL secure socket layer. Okay, so and the architecture of that secure socket layer is this. Okay, where this security that is secure socket layer lies above this transport layer. Okay, so here this is your secure socket layer. Okay, this is the secure socket layer for providing security to this transport layer. So the secure socket layer consists of the SSL record protocol. Okay, it consists of the SSL record protocol, where in this protocol you will be having the data payload. Okay, where in this record protocol, where you will be providing two services, that is your confidentiality and integrity to the payload. Okay, and above this you will be having a handshake protocol, where handshake protocol is to negotiate between client and between the client and server what are the cryptographic algorithms they have to use, and similarly what are the key exchange algorithms they have to use. They will be negotiating with each other the protocols that are to be used by using this handshake protocol. Okay, and similarly you are having a chain cipherspec protocol and alert protocols. Okay, so all these all these things comprises the secure socket layer. Okay, so here already we have started with your secure socket layer record protocol. Okay, where this secure socket layer record protocol provides two services, that is confidentiality by using the symmetric block ciphers and message integrity by using the hash functions. Okay, by generating the MAC code, and that MAC code can be generated by using the hash functions. So this is the structure of that record protocol, different operations that are performed in record protocol. So here whatever the data that you are having, application data that you are having, that is first fragmented. Okay, so that is first fragmented. After fragmenting, each block is processed. So here they have shown an example for the one block. Okay, so here they have given for one block, where they have taken the first block. On that block, first operation that is done is the compression. Okay, so you will be compressing the fragment, and this compression is optional. Okay, and then after compressing it, you will be adding MAC code. This is like a message integrity process. Okay, so where on this compressed data you will be applying a keyed hash function. On applying a keyed hash function, you will be getting a MAC code, and that MAC code is appended to this data. Okay, to this compressed data you will be attaching a MAC code. This is your MAC code. Okay, so and then after doing that, we will be doing the encryption. Okay, whatever the payload that you are having, that and whatever the MAC code, both will be encrypted by using the symmetric block ciphers. Okay, and after doing that encryption, we will be appending the SSL record header. Okay, so after doing that encryption, we will be applying the SSL record header to that encrypted payload. Okay, so these are the operations that are performed on the record protocol. And after that, okay, and after that you have seen like after that you have seen what are the different key exchange algorithms that are used for doing that encryption and decryption. Okay, so and similarly you have seen what are the different encryption algorithms that are used for doing this encryption, and whatever the hash functions that can be used for generating this MAC code, and similarly you have seen the key exchange algorithms. Okay, so I have already seen what are the different key exchange algorithm, encryption algorithms, and the hash functions that are supported by this secure socket layer for creating this MAC code for doing the encryption, and while doing that encryption, what are the keys that are required, those keys has to be exchanged, and what are the key exchange algorithms that are supported by this SSL layer, so that you have seen in the previous class. So in today's class, we will be continuing that. So here, after doing that encryption, okay. So after doing this encryption, we are appending a SSL record protocol. Okay. So here, what is this record protocol? So this is the SSL header. Okay. So here, after doing this encryption, we will be attaching a record header, SSL record header, or we can say we will be appending an SSL record header to this encrypted data. Okay, so that SSL record header, okay, whatever the header that we are having, that header consists of these following fields. Okay, so this is your header. Okay, this is your record header. Okay, so this is your record header. Okay, this is your record header, and this is your encrypted data. Okay, along with the signature. Okay, along with this signature, this is encrypted data where the signature is also encrypted, and this is your header. And this header consists of content type, major version, minor version, compressed length. Okay, so what is this content type? So the content type, it consists of 8 bits. Okay, this higher layer protocol is used to process the enclosed fragment. Okay, and similarly you are having the major version. So this major version indicates major version of the SSL in use. For example, SSL v3 version, the value is 3. Okay, so major version is the version that is used. Okay, and similarly you are having a minor version, indicates minor version in use. Okay, for SSL v3 the minor version is 0. Okay, so the value for the minor version is 0 and the value of the major version is 3. Okay, so and similarly compressed length, it is of 16 bits. Okay, the length in bytes of the plain text fragment or compressed fragment if compression is used. Okay, the maximum value is 214 plus 2048. Okay, so these are the headers that you are having. Okay, so that header consists of the content type. Okay, and then it consists of the major version, it consists of minor version, and it also consists of the compressed. Okay, so after attaching this header to this encrypted data, we will be getting an SSL record format. Okay, this is the SSL record format that consists of the encrypted payload along with the encrypted signature and the header. Okay, so that is about the SSL record protocol. Okay, so this we have already completed, that is your SSL record protocol. And next we are going to study about this chain cipher spec protocol. Okay, so here this chain cipher spec protocol is one of the 3 SSL specific protocols that use the SSL record protocol. Okay, it is the simplest, consisting of a single message. Okay, this cipher spec protocol. Okay, so the cipher spec protocol is a single message which consists of single byte with the value of 1. Okay, so this whatever this chain cipher spec protocol that you are having, it is a 1 byte. It is a 1 byte message. Okay, so the sole purpose of this message is to cause the pending state to be copied into the current state. Okay, to make the pending state to copy into the current state. Okay, so we will be having this chain cipher spec protocol. Okay, so the purpose of this message is to cause the pending state to be copied into the current state, which updates the ciphertext to be used in this connection. Okay, cipher suits. What is cipher suit? Cipher suit in the sense, what are the cipher algorithms, encryption algorithms that you are using, what are the keys that you are using, what are the hash algorithms that you are using, all those are said to be the cipher suit. Okay, so to update that cipher suit, that are to be used in that connection. Okay, for what are the algorithms that are to be used for that particular session. Okay, what are the encryption algorithms, what are the hash algorithms, what are the key exchange algorithms that are used for that particular session. Okay, so that updation is represented by using this chain cipher spec protocol, represented by 1 byte. Okay, so it makes the pending state to be copied into the current state. Okay, so that is about the chain cipher spec protocol. It is a consist of single byte. Okay, so which represent the cipher suit that is to be updated in that connection. Okay, the cipher algorithms, the encryption algorithms, we can say what are the hash algorithms, okay, that are to be used for that connection, that are to be updated. That updation is represented by this 1 byte chain cipherspec protocol. Okay, so that is about the chain cipherspec protocol, and next one is your alert protocol. Okay, so in here also you are having the alert protocol. Okay, so here this protocol is used to convey SSL related alerts to the peer entity. Okay, so to the entity, to send some alerts to the entity, we will be having this protocol. Okay, so it consists of 2 bytes, the first of which makes the value 1 warning, 2 fatal. Okay, so here this whatever the alerts that are sent to the entity, so those alerts are of 2 types, like warning, okay, it is simply a warning, and fatal in the sense serious. This fatal means that, so that is somewhat danger. Okay, if it is if the alert is like fatal, then that entity has to take care of that alert. Okay, so here, so it consists of 2 bytes. This whatever this alert protocol that we are having, so that is consists of 2 bytes. Okay, so the first of which takes the value 1. If the value is 1, that means that it is a warning, and if the value is 2, means that it is a fatal. Okay, and if the level is fatal, okay, if the level is fatal, SSL immediately terminates the connection. Okay, fatal in the sense that it is going to cause some damage. Okay, so fatal means that whatever that wrong that is happening. Okay, so fatal in the sense that so it will be causing some damage to that connection. So that is why what the SSL will be doing is that, so it will be immediately terminating the connection. Okay, so and the second byte consists a code that indicates the specific alerts. Okay, so here we are having different types of alerts. Okay, so here it indicates, okay, it indicates or it contains a code of what is that specific alert. Okay, so here are the different types, like this is the code. So if the alert is like close notify, okay, if the alert is like close notify, then the code will be 0. Okay, if the alert is like unexpected message, okay, if the entity is like getting an inappropriate message, okay, in that case also it will be notifying like 10. Okay, this is the code. Okay, so you will be having bad record MAC, so it is an incorrect MAC received. Okay, if the SSL is receiving any incorrect MAC, then it will be sending to the entity bad record MAC with a code of 20. And if the compression is like failed, already we have seen in the record protocol, the fragment is compressed. Okay, so at the receiver side it has to be decompressed. So if there is any decompression failure, okay, so unable to decompress appropriately, then this type of alert will be sent with a code of 30. Okay, and similarly handshake failure. Okay, so if the negotiation, handshake in the sense negotiation between the client or server, or we can say between the entities. Okay, if the negotiation is like failure, then it will be sending that handshake failures, sender unable to finalize the handshake. Okay, that means that there is something problem in the negotiation. So that is represented by a code of 40, and similarly no certificate. Okay, the client has no certificate to send. Okay, in that case it will be sending like no certificate with a code of 41. Similarly bad certificate. Okay, so these certificates are for the authentication purpose. Okay, so here the client will be sending that certificate, and whatever the receiver, that receiver has got that certificate corrupted. Okay, and the receiver has got that certificate corrupted. In that case, it will be sending an alert bad certificate. Okay, with a code of 42, and similarly unsupported certificate. So in that way, we are having different types of alerts related to different types of scenarios. Okay, so whatever it may be related to your certificates, the alerts may be related to your compressions, handshakes, okay, and similarly whatever the MAC code that you are generating, for that also you will be having one alert, okay, similarly whatever the notifications. So related to different scenarios, we are having the different types of alerts. Okay, and these alerts are in two types, like warning or fatal. If you are getting like any fatal error, in that case the SSL immediately terminates the connection. And for the second byte consists a code that indicates the specific error. Okay, so this is like a level in the sense this one. Okay, if it will be, if it is 1, that means that it is a warning. If it is 2, that means that it is a fatal error. Okay, and this alert, whatever this second byte that you are having, okay, so this second byte consists a code that indicates, okay, if the alert is close notify, in that case you will be having like here 0. Okay, so this is the code for that alert, and this is the level in the sense if the alert is like warning or if it is a fatal. Okay, so that is about the SSL alert protocol. Okay, so next one we are going to study is your SSL handshake protocol. Okay, already we have studied your SSL record protocol. Okay, and chain cipher spec protocol, where chain cipher spec protocol is for the updating the cipher suit. Okay, so for that particular connection, whatever the cipher suit that we are using, so for updating that cipher suit, we will be having this chain cipher spec protocol. Okay, so and similarly you are having this alert protocol, where this alert protocol is like providing some alerts to the peer entity related to like badge certificate, close notify. Okay, so those are represented by 2 bytes. Okay, so and the third one, next one is your handshake protocol. Okay, so the most complex part of our SSL is your handshake protocol, where in the handshake protocol the two entities like your client server, they will be negotiating like what is the cipher suit that they have to use, and what are the session keys that they have to use, what are the versions that they are used. Okay, for negotiating, okay, the client and server can negotiate by using this handshake protocol. Okay, so this protocol allows the servers and client to authenticate to each other. Okay, and to negotiate encryption and MAC algorithm and keys to be used to protect data sent in the SSL record. Okay, already we have said in the SSL record protocol, where we will be doing like encryption for confidentiality and integrity. Okay, generating the MAC code for integrity. Okay, so for that, what are the algorithms that are to be used, how the keys has to be exchanged. Okay, and similarly for authenticating, similarly here the client and server has to authenticate themselves. Okay, for authenticating or for doing all these things, they have to negotiate. For negotiating, we are having this protocol called as the handshake protocol. Okay, the handshake protocol is used. The handshake protocol is used before any application data is transmitted. Okay, so before the data is transmitted, only, so this negotiation has to be performed. Okay, the handshake protocol consists of a series of messages exchanged by the client and server. Okay, so this handshake protocol is nothing but a negotiation, or you can say a series of messages that is exchanged by the client and the server. Okay, so here in this handshake protocol we are having 4 phases. Okay, so here in this handshake protocol we are having 4 phases. So in this handshake protocol we are having 4 phases. So in phase 1, okay, so where in phase 1 establishing security capabilities. Okay, so in phase 1 they will be establishing like what are the cipher suit that they have to use, what is the version number. Okay, so all those will be communicated, all those cipher suit or we can say encryption algorithms, hash algorithms, key exchange algorithms. Okay, so and some random keys, all those will be negotiated in the phase 1. Okay, and where in phase 2, where in the phase 2 the server will be authenticating itself. Okay, So the server will be authenticating itself in phase 2, where in phase 3 the client authenticates. Okay, by exchanging some keys and by exchanging some certificates. Okay, in phase 2 the server will authenticate itself, whereas in phase 3 the client authenticate itself. Okay, so and after doing that we will be like finalizing the handshake protocol. Okay, so finalizing the handshake protocol in the sense that we will be updating the cipher suit algorithms. Okay, whatever the cipher suit algorithms that we have said here. Okay, so all those cipher suit algorithms will be updated in this finalizing the handshake protocol. Okay, so those are the 4 phases. Where in the phase 1, where they will be negotiating what are the encryption algorithms that they have to use, what are the keys that they have to use, and similarly what are the hash algorithms that they have to use, and what are the secret keys that they have to use. Okay, so that negotiation is done in phase 1, whereas in phase 2 so as to make the server authenticate itself, he will be sending like his certificates, he will be sending his keys. Okay, so as for the server authentication, so the server will be sending his certificates and some required keys. Okay, and similarly in third phase for authenticating the client. Okay, for a client authentication, the client will be sending his certificates and whatever the keys that are required. Okay, so that is sent by the client. Okay, and in the fourth phase, whatever after doing this authentication, since here the client and server has been authenticated, so whatever the cipher suit algorithms that they have negotiated in phase 1, okay, so those negotiations, those algorithms will be updated by using the chain cipher spec protocol. That is nothing but the fourth phase, finalizing the handshake protocol. Okay, so let's go into a discussion about these phases. The first one is your phase 1. Okay, so this is the phase 1 of your handshake protocol. Okay, so here in phase 1, I have already said in phase 1, so whatever the cipher suit that they will be using, those will be negotiated. Okay, so here first client will be saying hello. Okay, so by sending this data like what is the version that they have to use, and similarly client will be generating some random number and it will be sending some random number. Okay, and similarly here the server will also be generating one random number and it will also be sending that random number. Okay, and these random numbers are used for the key generation. Okay, so these are the random numbers that a client will be sending and the server will also be sending. By using these random numbers, key generation will be done. Okay, and session ID. Okay, session ID for that particular session. What is the ID of that particular session? Okay, and cipher suit. Okay, wait, cipher suit. Okay, cipher suit in the sense that what I have said, what are the encryption algorithms that they have used, what are the key exchange algorithm they want to use, and similarly what is the hash functions that they have used. Okay, already we have studied what are the different hash algorithms that the SSL supports. Okay, like hash algorithms that are supported are your null. Okay, and you are having MD5 RSA algorithms. Okay, in the on the 3 algorithms here, the client can choose one. Okay, and similarly the compression methods. What is the compression methods that they want to use? So that is also negotiated. Okay, so the client will be sending what are the compression algorithms that he want to use, and similarly what are the encryption algorithm, hash algorithms, key exchange methods that they want to use, and what is the ID for that particular session, and he will be generating a random number and it is sent to the server, and similarly some version also. Okay, so here the server will be sending the same thing. Here the server will be also be sending a version. He will be also sending a random number and session ID and also selected cipher set. Okay, whatever the cipher set that are selected, that also selected cipher set and also selected compression. Okay, so those will be exchanged between, those will be negotiated between the client and server. Okay, so after completion of the phase 1, okay, after completion of the phase 1, the client and server knows the following. So what is the version of SSL? Okay, already we have said we are having like version 3, major version, minor version 0. Okay, so what is the version of that SSL? And similarly the algorithms for the key exchange. Okay, so algorithms for key exchange, message authentication and encryption. Okay, this is nothing but your ciphers. Okay, so this is nothing but your ciphers. Whatever the algorithms for key exchange, okay, what are the algorithms for message authentication, encryption, so that is nothing but the cipher suite. So here the client and server will be knowing what are the algorithms that they have to use. Okay, and similarly the compression method, what is the compression method that they want to use, they will also be coming to know that. And similarly the two random numbers for the master key generation. Okay, so as we have seen that they are transferring the random numbers. Okay, these random numbers also they will be coming to know for generation of the master key. Okay, so and then phase 2. Already we have said phase 2 is for server authentication. Okay, phase 2 is server authentication and key exchange. Okay, so here where you can see it is from the server side only. Where to for doing that server authentication we require some server certificates. Okay, so here the client has to authenticate that server. Okay, here he has to verify that whether he has to verify the server. Okay, he has to verify, authenticate. Okay, he has to authenticate whether the messages that he is receiving is from the server or not. Okay, so for that authentication what he will be doing is that, okay, here the server sends the certificates. Okay, he will be sending a chain of certificates. Okay, he will, where that certificate is used for authentication, and similarly he will be doing some key exchange. Okay, so whatever the public keys that are required, so he will be sending those public keys also, and also list of acceptable certificates. This means that certificate request. Okay, so similarly here the server has to authenticate the client also. Okay, so these are for authentication of the server. Okay, so here the client will be authenticating the server. How he will be authenticated? By using these certificates, these keys he will be authenticating. So similarly the client has to authenticate the server also. Okay, for client to authenticate the server, so here the client has to send the certificate. Okay, so it is requesting, the server is requesting the client to send the certificate. Okay, list of acceptable certificates, list of acceptable authorities. Okay, so here in this third one, okay, so here in this third one, so here the server is requesting the client. Okay, here the server is requesting the client to send the certificate so that for authentication purpose. Okay, and so server hello done in the sense that that means that the server has completed. Okay, so this says that I have completed negotiating, so you can start the third phase. Okay, so server hello done means that so the server is saying that my negotiation is completed, my message is completed, so you can start the client can start the third phase. Okay, the client can start the third phase, where in the third phase the client has to send the certificates. Okay, since the server has requested some certificates, the client can start the third phase, and he can send the certificates. Okay, so that is the phase 2, where in phase 2, after completing of the phase 2, the server is authenticated to the client. Okay, since the server has sent the certificates, some key exchanges by using that keys and by using that certificates, the server is authenticated to the client, and the client knows the public key of the server if required. Okay, so he can achieve those okay, by using these key exchanges. So here and by using these certificates, okay, so the client knows the public key of the server if required. Okay, so and then comes the phase 3. Okay, in phase 3, where phase 3 is like client authentication. Okay, so client is authenticated. Where here, since here we can see that, okay, here the server has requested the certificates. Okay, since the server has requested the client to send the certificates, so in phase 3 the client is sending the certificates. Okay, so here the server is sending, here the client is, Okay, here the client is sending the certificates so that the server can authenticate. Okay, and then he also sends some like public keys, some keys that are required, key exchange, and also some certificate verifier. Okay, so to prove that hash code, to prove this certificate. Okay, since here the certificate is sent to the server. Okay, so here the client has to send some code. Okay, the client has to send some hash code to prove that the certificates that the server has received is from this client only. Okay, so this hash code, the certificate verify. Certificate verify means that whatever the certificates that the server is receiving. Okay, so the server is receiving a chain of certificates. Okay, so he is receiving some chain of certificates. Who has sent that certificate? Some impersonate has sent, some intruder has sent, or the client has sent. Okay, so that the server has to know. Okay, some intruder might be knowing the certificate, and the intruder must have sent the certificates to the server. Okay, so here for a server to authenticate that the certificates that he has received is from the client, for that verification of that certificates, here the client is also sending an hash code. Okay, so here this hash code is to prove these certificates. Okay, so all these things are sent to the server in the phase 3. Okay, so that is the phase 3. After completion of that phase 3, the client is authenticated for the server. Both client and server knows the pre-master key. Okay, so pre-master key in the sense that since they are like doing some key exchange, like sending like their public keys. Okay, so from that the both client and server will be knowing that some pre-master key, and also by using these certificates. Okay, and these certificates, and that after doing the verification of the certificates, okay, the client is authenticated for the server. Okay, so here that is after completion of phase 3 comes the 4th phase. Okay, where in phase 4 is finalizing the handshake. Okay, so here since the client and server has been authenticated. Okay, in phase 2 the server has been authenticated. In phase 3 client is authenticated. Okay, since they are authenticated, now they will be updating their cipher suits. Okay, already in phase 1 they have exchanged the cipher suit. Okay, already in phase 1 they have exchanged the cipher suit and the compression methods they want to use. Okay, whatever the compression methods they want to use, whatever the cipher suit that they want to use, those will be updated. Okay, so that updation is done by using this chain cipher spec protocol. Okay, so chain cipher spec value, that is that pending state into the current state. Okay, so that updation is changed by using that byte 1. Okay, so whatever the cipher suit that they want to use, they will be updated in this chain cipher spec value. Okay, after that finish. Okay, so here the client is saying that finish in the sense that, okay, so it has completed that handshake. Okay, so it is giving that the handshake has been completed on the client side. Okay, so similarly the server is also updating that chain, updating that cipher suit. Okay, order the cipher suit that they have communicated. So here the client is updating here and the server is updating here. Okay, after doing that they will be saying finish. Okay, so finished message. Okay, so finished message in the sense that their negotiation has been completed. That means that handshake protocol has been completed. Okay, so finished says that the handshake is being completed. Okay, so for that completion also it will be generating the handshake. It will be generating the codes. Okay, so they will be generating the codes and they will be sending for saying the finished messages. Okay, so this is the finished message. That means that the negotiation, negotiation, or we can say the handshake protocol has been finished. Okay, and this chain cipher spec in the sense that both the client and server will be updating their cipher suits. Okay, so that is your phase 4. So after phase 4, the client and server are ready to exchange data. Okay, after knowing all these algorithms that they have been using, since now both client and server knows what are the compression algorithm that they have to use, and similarly what are the encryption algorithm they want to use, what are the hash functions they have to use. Since they both know what are the algorithms that they want to use, they can now start the exchanging the data. Okay, so that is about the handshake protocol. So handshake protocol. Okay, so that is about the handshake protocol, where handshake protocol are used for negotiating. Okay, for negotiating like. Okay, that is about the handshake protocol, where in the handshake protocol, in phase 1 they will be negotiating like what is their random numbers, what are the client random number and the server random number for generating that master key. Okay, and similarly what is the cipher suit that they want to use, and similarly what are the compression methods that they want to use, that will be negotiated in phase 1. Whereas in phase 2 the server will be sending his certificates. Okay, the server sends his certificates, his public keys. Okay, and similarly he will be requesting the client also to send the certificates. Okay, so those server certificates are for the authentication of the server. And similarly the client also authentication. For client authentication, the client will also be sending his certificates. Okay, after that finalizing the handshake protocol. So where that we will be using that chain cipher spec protocol, and we will be updating that cipher suit. Okay, we will be updating the cipher suit for that particular session in the finalizing the handshake. Okay, so that is about the handshake protocol. Okay, so that is about the secure socket layer architecture. Okay, so that is about the secure socket layer architecture, where this secure socket layer resides at the top of this transport layer. Okay, so as to provide security to this transport layer, we are having this secure socket layer. Okay, so where this secure socket layer comprises of this record protocol, where this record protocol provides two services like encryption and authentication. Okay, so we can say encryption and message integrity. Okay, so it provides two services like encryption, or we can say confidentiality and message integrity. Okay, so for that what we will be doing is that we will be taking the application data and then it will be fragmented. Okay, each fragment is first compressed and then we will be generating a MAC code. Okay, so and that MAC code will be appended to this compressed data, and after that encryption is done. After doing that encryption, we will be appending. Okay, after doing that encryption, we will be appending this record header to this encrypted data. Okay, so that is about the SSL record protocol. So where this header, whatever this header that you are having, this is the SSL header. Okay, that header consists of content type and major version, minor version, and the compressed layer. Okay, so that is about the SSL record protocol. Okay, so after that we have seen like chain cipher spec protocol. Okay, where this chain cipher spec protocol is updating the cipher suit. Okay, so it is used for updating the cipher suit on this connection. Already we have seen in your handshake protocol, where in the handshake protocol the client and server exchanges or we can say negotiate what are the cipher suit that they want to use. Okay, for updating that cipher suit, we are having this chain cipher spec protocol. It is represented by 1 byte. Okay, so similarly next we have seen about the alert protocol. Okay, so next one is your alert protocol, where alert protocol it is represented by 2 bytes. Okay, so where the first byte is like what is the type of the alert. If it is like a warning and if it is a fatal. Okay, so if it is a fatal one, whatever the alert that you are getting, if it is a fatal alert, then the SSL immediately terminates the connection. Okay, and similarly the second byte consists of a code of that specific alert. Okay, so here you are having like level and you are having like alert. Okay, so this level represent if it is like fatal or if it is warning. And this alert, it is a code, since you are having different types of alerts here. Okay, since you are having different types of alerts, so this code represent what is the type of alert. Okay, so if it is like unexpected message, then the value is 10. So this here you will be having representing as 10. Okay, so that is the alert protocol, and then the fourth one is your handshake protocol. Okay, so handshake protocol, already we have seen we are having 4 phases, where in phase 1 they will be exchanging the cipher suit. Okay, and where in phase 2 the server sends his certificate. For server authentication, the server will be sending his certificates and whatever the public keys, and similarly it requests the client also to send the certificates. Okay, so where in phase 3 the client starts sending his certificates. Okay, the client sends his certificate, client sends his public keys. Okay, so public keys, where by using those the server will be authenticating the client. Okay, and the fourth phase is finalizing the handshake protocol, where you will be having where you will be using the chain cipher spec protocol, and you will be updating the cipher suite. Okay, whatever you have exchanged in phase 1, those algorithms will be updated in your finalizing the handshake. Okay, so that is about the secure socket layer. That is one of the security service that you are having to provide security at the transport.